For many, the question of when to take Social Security comes down to doing the math, but the equation changes for each person. Jim Lineweaver is here to add up some possible answers. Jim is a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome again.
Thanks for having me.
So when we're considering retirement and Social Security benefits, what are the factors we should take a look at?
You want to take a look at, obviously, your age, your health, too, because depending on longevity with the family and your own health, you want to make sure you collect as much as you can. You got to deal with inflation and how things are being handled that way. So it's a lot of different things that you want to bring into the mix to make sure you're qualifying and collecting the right benefits.
Okay. So when can we start taking Social Security, and when should we start taking Social Security?
Well, if you were born,
difference, right?
There is, yes, big difference, and this is where some good planning comes in. Because if you were born between 1943 and 1954, you can start collecting at age 62, but you're going to get a reduction in benefits, and that's a 75% reduction compared to if you stayed till age 66, when you'd be your full Social Security retirement age. So you got to be careful depending on when you were born and what you want to start collecting.
Okay. Can you get a bonus if you work on past your retirement age?
You can. What happens is if you continue working and not collecting for every year you suspend after age 66, in this example, you get an 8% increase until you hit age 70. So it can go up.
Okay. So we should all wait as long as possible, right?
Not always, yeah, because this is where you got to be careful, because sometimes there can be anywhere from an 8 to like a 14-year break-even point of when you should collect versus when you should suspend the benefits. So there really is a lot of factors. We talked about health care. We talked about, there's some income tax rules to deal with depending on how much you're making from your work, because you may take $2 in, but you may have to give $1 back. So a lot of factors as far as when you should start collecting.
A lot of things go into that. So we're going to talk about what some of the options are, right?
Yeah. Now, if you're single, that's it. You really don't have any options. However, if you're married, there's some great options and strategies that a lot of people are not aware of. And one of them, let's say that you were working, okay, so let's say the gentleman was the breadwinner, for example. What ends up happening is the spouse stayed at home, raised the kids, wasn't in the workforce. She will normally have to wait to collect Social Security until the husband or the breadwinner actually files for Social Security, and a lot of times he'll file at full Social Security retirement age.
Right.
So let's say that, for instance, he actually starts, hits full Social Security normal retirement age, and let's say his benefit would have been $2,000 a month. Well, what ends up happening is the spouse could trigger benefits if they reach full Social Security retirement age, and she would collect $1,000 a month. If she waits and starts at the full Social Security, she gets $1,000. If she collects at 62, she gets a reduction down to $750.
Okay.
But the key here is that the actual husband can file for spousal benefits and have the wife start collecting, but he can suspend all his benefits. So it'll still continue to grow, and maybe at age 70, then he can have a much higher benefit than if he started at 66.
Okay, well, how about if it's a two-career family?
Yeah, this is where it really gets interesting, because let's say you have both people working now, and let's say your wife actually would normally get $1,600 a month at age 66. If she was to take it early, get it at 62. But what happens here is if the husband is at full Social Security retirement age, he can file for benefits, okay, based on his wife's spousal benefits. So he would collect half of hers, or in other words, $800 a month. He can totally suspend his and still have that accrue till age 70. So his benefit would go up from $2,000 all the way to $2,640 because he suspended his but started tapping into his wife's early. So you're getting an added benefit and you're not restricting your own.
My goodness. There are lots of options, aren't there?
There is. You may as well take it to your advantage, because what ends up happening is otherwise the Social Security can just keep all this money.
We don't want that.
No.
We
You're
paid
entitled
into
to
the
it. You
system.
paid into it. You may as well
That's
get all
right.
you
We
can.
really got to get this. So that sounds like really good advice. So before you decide to take Social Security, be sure to run all the numbers. And if you need help with the formulas, give Jim a call. His number's coming up next.
Find out more by calling the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or visit www.lineweaver.net. Next, Mom's the Word. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. We know there's a Mother's Day and Father's Day, but did you know there's Senior's Day? The Cleveland Department of Aging celebrates an annual Senior Day, and this year it takes place Wednesday, May 16th at the Cleveland Convention Center. The event begins at 10 a.m. with an information fair and ends with a lunch at noon, and it's all free. To learn more, call 216-664-2833 or click to www.cleveland-oh.gov.